so efficient since we were not governmental. Our group looked at that map and said, what an enormous mess. How would you ever get your arms around that, especially at a short conference like this? And so we feel like, obviously, the issues are very complex, and there are a lot of them. And we felt like a lot of the funding right now is targeted to silos. There's lots of funding out there, but it's all split into different categories and different areas. So we thought that where we'd like to head is maybe promote partnerships between the agencies that do have funding for transportation, so that they are working together and not competing with each other. That there might be a lead agency that could kind of take over, being in charge of finding all these different silos and bringing them together, and making funding partnerships and resource partnerships, and coordinating the services and addressing all the many issues that are up there together. We like the idea of using advanced technology, making the system smarter and more responsive, and we can get different kinds of buses in place if that's where we're off, or different kinds of trains. Use different kinds of materials, use technology to make scheduling better or dispatch better. So we liked using the technology that's starting to become available. We also felt that community planning and design was a really important aspect to consider. And we felt like it was important to plan communities so that they were accessible, they were safe, that everyone could live there, and with transit issues in mind. So we thought that was a really important area to address. And we talked about energy, environmental, and economic issues. Again, we talked about that the important things that we thought were most important was to get a partnership with the funding and the systems working together rather than together, that we would get some technology involved and use it more efficiently. And the energy and the environment and the economics all impact transportation in a grand way, so we thought that was one of the important areas. And then the community planning. We just felt like they all intersected with each other. So this was our grand circle of life that we felt like was the most important for our group. We have several on our committee that are already working in transportation. They mentioned that they were in a cooperative human resources group where they were talking about transportation issues. They're in a group that was planning new forms of transit, talking about commuter rail additions and light rail additions. There is a future planning group called 2040 where they're talking about growth principles, and they're presenting to different municipalities and getting input from them and getting input to them. And we felt it's important that we do, again, more partnerships and even public-private partnerships with the other to happen, that we're sharing the resources and the funding that's out there in an efficient way. And that we're revisiting the good ideas of the past. Sometimes there were things that have come out before and they were kind of shelved, and we think sometimes it's good to bring out